Attorney General Pam Bondi and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth have arrived in Memphis, Tennessee to oversee the federal crackdown on crime in the city. Bondi says they'll be meeting with National Guard troops, the mayor, and the governor to help advance the Trump administration's efforts.
But right now, it's really just getting the crime under control in Memphis because it has been out of control. They want to make Memphis prosperous. They want to bring businesses there. They want to keep it a beautiful city that it is. It's so historical. And yet the crime is through the roof.
According to last year's FBI crime data, Memphis was ranked #1 for the most incidents of violent crime per 100,000 residents. For more on this, let's bring in CBS News correspondent Nicole Valdes, who joins us from Memphis. Nicole, thanks for being with us tonight. Can you tell us a little bit about what Pam Bondi and Pete Hegseth are trying to convey with this visit?
Sure, they're talking directly to those members of the federal task force, those making up the 19 different agencies on the ground here in Memphis today. We know the National Guard troops are still expected to move in the next 2 weeks or so. But Bondi really focused on her messaging here, which is that they want to be working together with the local law enforcement leaders here. That's, of course, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office, the Memphis Police Department, saying we want to do this like we did in D.C. And she also really emphasized that anyone who is seen to have been, or rather touches a federal law enforcement officer will go to jail. Now, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, he also weighed in saying that he is proud to be a part of the effort here to what he says defend the homeland. So there's a lot of people that were speaking at this event. Among them, Stephen Miller and Governor Bill Lee stood beside both those federal agencies there as they sort of had this big meeting, thanking those members of these agencies who are dedicating their time to be a part of this task force. Now, as you mentioned, this is all centered around lowering the crime here in Memphis, something that they have discussed over and over, that the violent crime rate in Memphis is among the highest in the nation. It's why they said they are putting so many people, more than 700 personnel here on the ground, and have already started making arrests, more than 50 in just the last 48 hours. And the charges for those who have been arrested are things like gun charges, drug charges, sex offenses, and in some cases, immigration charges.
I know that you've been there on the ground for a few days, as has that federal task force. Can you talk a little bit about what it's been like there in the city?
A lot of confusion, right? A lot of questions, a lot of anticipation of what is going to take place here. Some city leaders are still split on whether they think the National Guard and this federal task force will, in fact, make a difference in crime. But what we have not seen is the presence of those troops, the boots on the ground. That surge of force, if you will, is something that we expect to see in the coming weeks.
All right, Nicole Valdes joining us there from Memphis. Nicole, thank you.